What did the subject do when he realized what was happening?
I mean, he looked over at the cop. He kind of took a second look, lifted his pants because he was wearing, saggier pants, lifted up his pants and just went running.
Where were you when it happened?
I was here in my office when everything went down.
Were you detained?
Yes, I was.
How were you detained?
I was asked to step out of my office, lay on the ground, with my hands behind my back. That's when an officer put his knee in my back and put cuffs on me. The entire time we did have a gun, drawn at us, telling us not to move, not to say anything.
Did the LASD, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, give you any orders or demand telling you what you could and could not say to others?
It wasn't until we got when they escorted us across the street, all the witnesses were talking to each other, and someone, and like I said, I'm not sure if it's LA, but I'm pretty sure it was, they told us that we had to not talk to each other, basically, because they didn't want to hurt the investigation, or they didn't want our stories to get crossed, so that, yeah, they did make us stop talking to each other for a minute.
Did the LASD do a search of your person and or property?
They patted us down, yes, while we were in cuffs. I had a female officer start to pat me down as they were patting down the guys. Another officer, I believe her name was, I don't know if she was a sergeant or a cop, her name was Darby. She kind of came over, she kind of pushed the other cop to the side and said, no, do it this way. Searched me, what I think is pretty aggressively, compared to how the guys were being pat down. She searched, really, really aggressively with me, and told me that, I asked her why she was doing it, and she said that she didn't know if I had a gun on me or not.
Did you consent to the search and seizure of your person and property?
I never said that she could search me. They just started doing it. They just started searching me. I did ask, though, why I was being searched and why she was searching me so roughly compared to the guys. Yes.
Did you lose any money or work because of this incident?
Yeah. The next day they wouldn't let us open. They wouldn't let us come because they still, they had this whole thing blocked off. They kept my car overnight because they said it was part of a crime scene. So yeah, we lost a whole day's worth of work because of this.
Did you, with your own eyes, ever see the suspect shooting anything?
No. No, I never saw him shoot anything. I never even saw a gun in his hand.
How did the suspect carry himself? Did you see him as aggressive, nervous, worried, relaxed, scared, anything along those lines?
No, he pulled up, like we have our customers that pull up, I kind of watch them in the camera. He pulled up, he got off the car, he spoke with the female for a little bit. He didn't seem worried, nervous, just like he was going about his regular day.
How much did you notice the person who ended up being the suspect before you knew he was a suspect?
I didn't really, there was nothing out of the ordinary or out of the blue. I assumed he was just another customer.
Did your detainment cause you any injury in any way?
I was sore for a little bit during the detainment, and I had spoken to a couple officers and told them that I did not know if I was stepped on accident or what had happened between all of this, but that my shoulder and my neck hurt, and they kind of were just telling me like, okay, we'll get to it, we'll take care of it, don't worry. Are you bleeding? No, I'm not bleeding, and I kind of just said whatever and just went on my day, because this was hours and hours later and I was still waiting.
Do you feel emotionally affected by what happened?
In a sense, yes, I do feel emotionally, I don't want to say troubled, but I was emotionally affected by it,
Why are there bullet hits all over the back of the building?
From what I could see and how fast everything was going, the sounds, just the sounds of the bullets alone, they were shooting pretty much everywhere. And when I say they, I mean, people, sheriffs, people with badges, everybody like that. I don't think it was necessary for them to shoot as much as they did.
The female officer who was supposedly hurt, what did you see her doing after she contained her injuries?
If it's the one that searched me, that's what she did after she searched me. She kind of scratched at her neck a little bit, thought she was hit. They checked her. They said, "Oh, you're good." I don't know quite what they said to each other. They said something, and I want to say a little bit after. That's when she started just putting handcuffs on people. I believe she put a handcuff on my coworker. I'm not sure if it was my coworker or if it was my boss, but she did, cuff and detain us. And she's actually the one that searched me.
Okay, so she was pretty mobile. She wasn't incapacitated.
Oh, no, not at all. She was very mobile.
Okie dokie. Why was the suspect at the shop?
From what I heard, I wasn't informed yet when he got here. I believed he was another customer, but he was at the shop basically. My boss was gonna look into buying his car. So he had called in the VIN number, everything was clear. He came back just to give me his ID and do some paperwork, and he was going to be on his way.
Do you think the LASD put the lives of the citizen bystanders in danger?
Oh yeah, I definitely believe LASD put, citizens, their own sheriff's lives in danger with how recklessly they were shooting. Yeah, definitely.
How do you feel about Chris Miller's statement that the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department stated that the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department did not know the where and when this operation would take place in this county?
I mean, I would think that if LASD is going to do a sting operation or any type of operation that's not in their county, they would need to go ahead and get, because it's not in their jurisdiction. They would need to get an okay. So for San Bernardino County to not know when or where LA County was going to do this, I think that was not only unprofessional but irresponsible.
Now, your boss's wife, she made a statement earlier today that mentioned that while she was around and she heard some of the officers, the San Bernardino County officers, she heard them, or the Los Angeles County officers, that they had gotten the warrant to do what they were doing after the fact that the shooting was over. Do you know anything about that?
I don't remember hearing that, but like I said, they did make us stay away from each other, so we wouldn't talk to each other. I don't remember hearing anything about them having a warrant or a warrant after. I do know that when I did speak to a San Bernardino County detective, I had told him that somebody had maybe accidentally stepped on me or hurt my shoulder, but I was in pain. And all he told me was, "Oh, that wasn't one of our guys. That was LAPD." And I don't, he's like, "I don't have anything to deal with that."
Okay. Do you feel your rights were violated, and how?
Yeah, I feel my rights were violated in a sense, being that we were detained as if we were the suspect while shooting was still happening, which could have put our lives in danger. It's not only embarrassing for me as a worker, but for the owner of the shop, it makes him look bad. And all he was trying to do really was get, my coworker to safety, was pull him into the office, and all I was trying to do was get them in here as safely as I could. So for them to tell us to go outside when there were still shots being fired and we didn't know from where, yeah, I felt violated in that sense. I felt violated in the sense that when the cop did search me, and as aggressively as she was searching me, she basically didn't care. Basically, I was almost completely exposed from my top.
Okay. Do you feel your life was in danger? And I know you said something about this, but just bear with me. Do you feel your life was in danger, and who did you fear it from? The suspect or the LASD?
Yeah, I feel like not only my life, but pedestrians, people surrounding us, my boss and my coworker. Yeah, I feel like we were all in danger. And like I said, they brought us out when they detained us, and there was still, There were still shots being fired. I don't know from where, but the point is that there were still shots being fired, and we didn't know if there could be more.
So did you feel more fear from the police or the person who was thought of as a suspect?
Oh, all my fear came from the police. I had no fear, nor did I know what was going on with the man that they shot.
Do you feel the mainstream media did a good job on reporting on this story?
The mainstream media did horrible reporting this story. I mean, there's so many false accusations against the so-called suspect, or the man that is deceased now, that it's just crazy to me.
Do you feel the LASD or the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department coerced you in any way? And the meaning of coercion is persuade unwilling person to do something by using force or threats.
I believe, and like I said, I believe this was LA County. I mean, when they had us detained on the ground, it was really a hot day outside. We were laying on the ground. I lifted my head, and I had an officer, basically tell me to put my head on the effing ground. They also told us to shut the F up. So yeah, I mean, anytime you're talked to like that, from anybody that's supposed to be professional and supposed to supposedly protect and serve, I don't believe that was right professional.
Is there anything else that I haven't asked you that you'd like to say or present to the world?
Yeah, and mainly it has to go back to the media reports where they said that, the guy who is now deceased, in the media reports they said that he had come, basically rushed in here, that they were already chasing him. He had rushed in here and, came out guns blazing. That is not true. That is not true by any means. There's video footage that can show and prove that that is not true, and I hope it gets out there. Because he did come in, he was here, his truck was here, but he had enough time to get off, speak to somebody, he laughed a little bit with my boss, he talked with him a little bit, and he was just trying to come, sell his truck, and be on his way. I in no way felt like he was a threat to me. So
in no way did you ever take that individual as being the aggressive party of the situation?
Not at all. I believe, that he was scared from the way I saw him running. I did see him grab at his pants, but from what I've seen, it was to lift his pants. His pants were sagging, and you can see it in the, when he gets out of his truck. To lift his pants and run. I never saw him be aggressive. I never saw him be aggressive towards my boss. He didn't seem fidgety. So I just want to get that out there,
All right, thank you.